Living up to an expectation is hard. Ever since I was young, I think I had this pressure of being a certain person. Like being a good son, or being a good student, or being a good brother, or being a good friend. Especially when I was a student, I had to be a good son who will make my family proud, and a good student who gets good grades and is nice to everyone. There were times and situations that made me angry and upset, but I had to push it down and pretend everything was okay. People used to tell me that I was mature for my age, that I was different from kids my age, and these kind of comments made me proud, but also reinforced the cage and logs that I trapped my feelings in. I was screaming and crying inside, but smiling on the outside, pretending everything was fine. But it wasn't. I was also just an ordinary kid who had feelings, who gets angry and sad, but I just put up a show to make my family proud, or my friends feel better, or to avoid conflicts. I remember doing favors that I didn't really want to do, or saying it's okay when someone hurt my feelings, or putting up with situations that seemed unfair. There were so many times that I felt frustrated and just wanted to scream, but I kept pushing those feelings down. Then I exploded. All those pushed down feelings of anger and frustration just exploded. I don't know what you guys think of me right now, but in general, people say I seem like a nice and calm person. So it might be hard for you to picture me in these moments, but it was real. I can proudly say that I'm a different person now, but back then, during those dark, frustrated periods of my life, I was a different person. Small things would set me off. I would scream and throw things, and my anger escalated in seconds. I wasn't afraid of anyone or anything at that moment. I was blinded by the anger. I would say things that I would regret. I would get into fights that I could actually just avoid or ignore. Luckily, things never got too out of control because I had some good people around me who would help me calm down and get back on track. But this anger was just growing and pushed back in without being resolved properly. I think this was one of the reasons why I had a hard time falling asleep at night. I would stay up for hours, wondering if there's something wrong with me. I was actually feeling hurt because of the things I did. I wasn't angry all the time, but I felt like I was being judged for the few times that I did get angry. It was even making myself doubt whether I was a good person or not. Was I just pretending to be a good person and I couldn't do it anymore? Is this who I really am? Around this time, I started traveling often. I was exploring new culture, trying new food, and meeting people from all around the world. I was making new friends and was really having a good time. These new people I met knew nothing about me, and they just saw me as I am, and I didn't really have to pretend to be a good person. I was just being genuine and speaking my mind, and they liked the honesty and wanted to be friends with me. I liked myself when I was with these people. I liked myself even when I was alone in my hotel room, having a drink and just purely enjoying this trip, not thinking about everything that stresses me out. I didn't have to push down all my emotions and try to be someone I'm not. I didn't have to try so hard to please other people. I just had to be myself, and being myself was great. I was just having fun, exploring and taking on new adventures. Sometimes just going to bars and clubs just to dance, or going for a swim in the swimming pool. Since then, whenever things get too stressful, or at the end of a big event, or when I feel angry and tired from the relationships with other people, I would just go on a trip. If I can't go far, I would just try to go on a staycation at least. It became my way of releasing stress and tension, and it was helping to ease my angers. These small trips gave my mind peace, and it made it easier for me to express my feelings and thoughts without getting furious. Of course, I still had things that made me angry, but I was able to calmly deal with the situations. Being myself and expressing my emotions in a calm manner, instead of pushing it down and pretending to be someone else, felt much better and made people understand me better. If someone upsets me, I would explain what made me upset and what I think was wrong, and talk about how to resolve the situation. We will always have situations that would make us upset or angry, and of course we have to try to keep things peaceful. Otherwise, it's just going to be a chaos. But we can't always push down our angers just to keep peace, because at one point it's going to explode and things can get out of control. We all need to find a healthy way to let some steam off, to deal with stress and keep your mind at peace so that we can calmly address our feelings and resolve the situations. Whenever you have a situation that makes you angry, hope you can find a healthy way to resolve it and not let it get to you. Thanks for listening to my bed talk, and good night.